Hello and welcome to ZigWheels. Today we are spending time with Audi's new A8 L, which is basically the facelift, and it's a great way to remember who Audi is and how Audi is changing, because this is their flagship sedan. Audi's walked their own path, and it's always been about being understated and classy, and the lines on the A8 L are absolutely that even today. You could say that the A8 L has become more expressive in the way it looks now.
The headlamps and the grille look more striking for sure.
The lines are sharp, but there's a little bit more glitter happening here. To me, it does seem a little bit showy because of the kind of heavy chrome in use here.
I call the new grille the silver windsurfer grille, which tips the balance quite heavily towards bling. Thankfully, the new 19-inch wheels are just plain and chunky.
Lighting. Audi led the revolution in automobiles when it came to LED DRLs and then LED everything else. And the A8 L is now featuring the Audi Digital Matrix LED headlamps. Now these are incredibly fancy because they get 1.3 micro mirrors which let you draw patterns. Aside from, of course, increasing visibility and safety, they're also really cool on that front. Keep in mind, they're a 5-6 lakh rupee extra even on the technology trim. The headlamp design is key to Audi's expressiveness of the A8 L, and it's no different here for the rear lamps. These are OLEDs, so it's taking technology a little bit further, and they also have customization at their heart. So you can make up to 4 patterns with them, and you can link them to the modes that you're using. And aside from that, it's got a proximity mode, which means even if the car is locked and somebody gets too close, then they light up and basically ask them to move further away or admire its beauty. The magic of LED lighting can be felt even inside the cabin. For instance, these reading lights are completely customizable, from brightness to focus to the spread, and all can be done here at the touch of a screen. The cabin experience has always been an Audi hallmark, be it in terms of the quality or the technology experience, and things are getting wider and wilder here in terms of what Audi is offering. For starters, in terms of practicality, you also get the option of a 3-seater configuration on the A8 L now, aside from this 2-seater configuration that you see here. In terms of pampering, things are getting even wilder because of things like this. Pardon me, I've got my shoes off because now you have a foot massage function which is also heated, and it's customizable to the levels of, you know, how big your feet are, and then it can do wave motions or circular motions. So chilling out here in the back seat has definitely gotten a whole lot more tempting.
It's also safer with center airbags and cooler with goodies like heads-up display.
This is just so Audi, sturdy and so tactile. Finally, the driver's seat. And talking about Audis from here is special because there are a lot of things that have been at the heart of an Audi. For starters, all-wheel drive, the quattro system, standard here on the A8 L. The engine is familiar to us. It is the 3-litre TFSI, which makes 340 horsepower, 500 Newton meters, and of course gets 48-volt mild hybrid technology, which allows it to do clever things like coast at high speeds with the engine completely shut off. But the real leap here on the A8 L, aside from the 4-wheel steering, which is an optional extra, is really the predictive active suspension, which has taken the air suspension. Another thing which Audi has championed. I don't know if you remember the older Q7s, the first time when you could see them rising up and falling down, depending on what you wanted to do. Well, they've taken the air suspension and taken it to the next level, because this now uses the camera here, which reads the road up ahead, sees the speed that you're driving, and then adjusts the car accordingly for bumps, for corners, so for all of that, and that lets you have an even more serene experience.
And if you're still wondering, no, there's no diesel on offer. In terms of price, the A8 L starts at 1.3 crores for the celebration trim and 1.57 crores for the technology trim, which sounds too reasonable, right?
If that sounds reasonable to you, let me tell you that this will sound premium once you spec it out solid, because the predictive active air suspension is a 17 lakh rupee extra. The Bang and Olufsen premium sound system which is an option. Again, you get the Bang & Olufsen, but the premium version is another 17 lakhs. So when you spec out your Audi the way you want, it will get a price tag that you can brag about.